Hey guys, welcome back. So as you can see, I've already started with one eye done, and today I'm going to be doing the pumpkin look that I did for 31 Days of Halloween. And if you guys want to see any of these looks that I did, I've linked my social media in the description box. You can go and check me out and go through all the looks that I've done for 31 Days of Halloween. So the first thing I'm going to do is go through the stuff that I used in this tutorial to get this look. And you're going to need cotton balls. You're going to need liquid latex. I got mine at Walmart, but I do prefer the Mayron liquid latex. It's a lot better quality. Toilet paper or tissue paper. You can use a cosmetic wedge, one of those triangle wedges, or you can use Q-tips. Okay, so what I like to do is take a brow pencil, this is the e.l.f. one, and I like to go around my eye socket. We're going to be placing basically a patch over this. So I want to map it out because I don't want to get latex on my brows. I don't want to get it in my eyelashes, so that's why I map it out. I've already mapped this portion out because I'm going to be putting like a line, making it raised and looking like the pumpkin's coming out of the skin. And then I'm going to go right here and then just bring it down like that. So there, now we have that mapped out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my liquid latex. I'm just going to use the cap and pour some in there. And then I'm going to start with a Q-tip. And I'm going to go along the edge here. And I'm going to be working in small sections. And the next thing I'm going to do is take the cotton ball and kind of pull little pieces off of it. Stick it down. And then you want to go over this section with the latex. And you got to be careful with that hairline because you're going to rip hairs out if you're not careful. It's okay if it overlaps your line because we want kind of a seamless line anyway. And this is all going to be covered in paint, so we really don't have to worry about the ridges and the white portions. Like that. Okay, so now that we have the kind of area where we're going to be painting and done, I want to cover the eye. So what I'm going to do is take a cotton ball and kind of very gently pull at it a little bit, just to stretch it out a little bit. We want to cover the actual eye. And this is going to create a barrier so that way the fumes and stuff from the latex don't affect your eye at all. So it'll kind of look like this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a Q-tip, my latex, and I'm just going to go around that circle with the latex. And you really want this to be in a pretty open area because these are chemicals and we don't want to have any injuries or anything like that. Just be very, very careful. This stuff has made my eyes water, but it never lasts for very long. Just trying to keep that far enough away from the eyebrow. Like that. Oh, man. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is take the tissue paper, rip a chunk off, and I'm going to place the cotton ball and the tissue paper, really press it in there, make sure it gets in there. There. So we have that pressed on there. So now I'm going to go in and rip around that edge. And this is just to ensure that we have that barrier. So now we're going to go back into our latex and go. Okay. I'm going to go back in with another square of tissue. And this is just a layering technique that I'm doing just so we get a smoother edge, a smoother line, and a smoother canvas to paint on. Can you guys hear my stomach growling? This is ridiculous. And don't worry about the splatters, the drips. I mean, this is latex. It's basically like the glue stuff you get on back of like cards and stuff like that you can peel off. Does anybody else love peeling that stuff off? You see it on the back of like gift cards. And you definitely don't have to do this, you guys. You can paint this on. I just like the aesthetic of it being a little more gruesome and lively. So there's that. Now we wait for all of this to dry. If you notice, like right up here, it's starting to look like a tannish color. And that's what it will all look like when the prosthetic areas are dry. And if you notice, like here, I want to get some seamless edges. I'm just going to go in and add a little bit of latex to different areas just to make them look a little more seamless. Okay. Okay, guys, now that that's all dry, let's see how it looks. Do you see how shiny this is right here? Like when I move. So we don't exactly want that when we start painting. So I'm going to take the Morphe E2. It's a ginormous powder brush. And I'm going to be taking some of the Coty Airspun powder. I've already put it in the lid just so I have easier access to it. But I want to get some on the brush. Tapping some of it off. And then I'm just going to pat this on all of the places where we put the liquid latex. You see how that takes a lot of that shine away? There. Okay. Okay, so now that we have that all done, I'm going to go in with the brow pencil again. And I'm just going to sketch out where I want my mouth to be. That way we don't, have to go in and, paint over anything else. And this is just a general outline of where we want the mouth to go. Itchy nose. Then I'm going to go in and sketch out where I want the nose to be. You can even sketch out over this where you want the eye to be. I mean, I think it's pretty well self-explanatory, but just like getting the general shape. It's gonna give some funky texture. Okay, now that we have everything kind of sketched out where we want it to be, I'm going to be going into my Mehron palette, and I'm going to be using this orange, this bright pumpkin-y orange, and I like to start with like the mid-tones when I paint, simply because it's easier for me personally to brighten and deepen if I already have a middle point than to try and work one way or the other. So I'm going to go in and just lightly go around that area that we had painted or we had drawn out. And don't worry, we're going to go back in with a detailed brush in a bit. I'm just going to try and get closer to the line work. Just so our guide is pretty accurate. Don't forget to paint inside your nostrils. I know that sounds weird, but it really will make a lot of difference. Okay, so I think I'm going to jump around a little bit. I'm going to go back in with the foundation, and I'm using a darker shade just because the ridges of the prosthetic will lighten, will look lighter. So you want to go in with a little bit of a darker shade. And I'm using the Pro Matte 108 Caramel Beige for this. So I just want to go in. And I'm just using a Real Technique sponge. You could use a brush if you wanted to. And it's okay if this looks kind of messy because we are going to go in and add like the shading and stuff like that. So the next thing that I want to do is go in using my Snazaroo white and get it pretty watery so the opacity isn't like super light. And I'm going to go in and just start adding some light areas. And I like to just make, I don't know, random spots. This will all make sense once we have like the line work done. But I'm going to go in and just place that color, pat it out with my finger. Having issues trying to figure out how to hold a brush. So this is just going to add some depth to our pumpkin. So you see I'm being kind of like messy about that? And that's totally fine because that just adds to the look. Now that that's done, I'm going to be switching between the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star Conspiracy palette and the Morphe 35B palette. I'm going to add some shading and highlighting just to all the areas to create some more dimension. So I'm going to start with the shade Cheese Dust from the Shane Jeffree collection. And I'm just going to hit, oh, that is pigmented, you guys. Holy cats. I'm just going to hit a lot of these orange areas. So my idea behind this is I want to put all of the shading in first before I go back in with the black to detail everything. That way we don't have to try and go back over it and lose the shading. It blends with the black paint and it won't look the greatest. And what I'm doing is I'm just going along the line for the mouth. And then I'm going to drag it down. So it kind of looks like this pumpkin is faded. Ooh, I like that. And then from the ridge that we have, we're going to go along there and blend up. Okay, so now that I have the orange done, I want to go into these like lighter areas right here. And I want to try to add the shade food videos. Just want to see what it looks like. Oh my gosh. That looks dope. Over this orange base. I love it. I love this shade. This shade is so cool. Okay, so I'm going to go around to like the middle portions and put that shade all over it. And I'll be right back. Okay, so now what I think I want to do is in those white portions, I think I want to take that same food video shade and I want to do the, I'll show you. I want to do the edges. Yeah, I want to do that. Have the top edges be this food video shade. And then I'll put like an actual white shadow in the middle. Okay, now that we have that done, I want to go in with a really dark brown, this color. This is the Morphe 35OM, 35 matte. And I'm going to take that dark brown shade and I'm going to run that along the ridged portions. Okay, now that I have that dark brown shade laid down, I'm going to go back in with a black shade, and I'm really going to pack that on the rigid portions. And then we'll go back in with black. Because in my original painting, the original look, I did paint this ridge black, and I think I want to do that again just because it helps conceal. Okay. So I just realized that I've been doing this without filming it. I'm just taking the black Snazaroo paint that I have and laying down the base for the mouth. And so I'm going to do this with this, and then I'll probably switch between the really detailed tiny brush that I have and probably an eyeliner to do like the really fine details. But I just want to get the black base laid down first. And I think if you can tell, yeah, I think I'm going to go in with 2 coats of paint because we want this to be pretty opaque. Like that. So now I'm going to go in and fill in the nose and the eye portion. Now that we have a base going, I'm going to go in with a smaller detail brush, same black paint, and I'm going to add the black marks. And so now what I'm going to do is add a little bit more to the eye. It's not a lot, but it's going to make everything look a little bit more cohesive. We're at the tip of the nose. Okay, so now I'm going to take our teeny tiny detail brush and we're going to go again into the black, and I'm going to be adding all of the detail to the mouth. So basically I'm just going to start at the edge of the mouth and pull that down. All right, like so. So now I'm still going in with that detailed brush, and I'm going to try to connect a portion of these to the mouth, so it looks like there's more of an opening. And having that extra shadow there will really help in like the dimension and the blend of these mouthpieces. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and this is going to get very kindergarten on us, I am going to take my paint, I'm going to wet my finger, swirl it in there, and I'm going to just start dabbing and making some texture along that line. Okay, so now that we've added that texture, I'm going to go ahead and throw my wig on. Alright, you guys, this is the final look. What do you think? I love it. If you aren't already, please subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, hit that notification bell so you get notified when I post the next video. Yeah, that's everything. Thanks, guys. Bye.